Hello Acorn class. Our story today is Beware of the Crocodile, written by Martin Jenkins. Let's have a listen. The main thing about crocodiles is they're really scary, or at least the big ones are. They've got an awful lot of teeth. And they're not at all fussy about what they eat, as long as it's got a bit of meat on it. And when it comes to hunting down their dinner, they're very determined and very cunning. They know all the spots along the side of the rivers and lakes where animals come down to drink. When it's time for a meal, a hungry crocodile will choose one of the spots and hide there in the water, just under the surface, with only the top of its head sticking out. Sooner or later, something passing by, something with a bit of meat on it, will decide that it's thirsty and needs a drink. And then there'll be a sudden lunge and a tremendous splash. And then, oh dear, what happens next is rather gruesome. In fact, it's so gruesome I decided to skip the details. Let's just say there's a lot of twirling and thrashing, then things all go a bit quiet. Afterwards, the crocodile won't need to feed again for a while. Instead, it spends its time cruising around, checking out places where it might find its next meal, or snoozing on a sandbank. Crocodiles can go for weeks and weeks without eating. The bigger a crocodile's meal, the longer it can go before the next one. But then there's more to crocodiles than splash, snap, twirl, swallow. You might be surprised to hear that they make very good parents, or mothers I should say. We'll get on to the fathers later. When she's ready to lay some eggs, a mother crocodile gathers up a huge mound of rotting leaves. She scoops out a hollow in the top, lays her eggs there and covers them with leaves. As the leaves rot, they heat up, keeping the eggs nice and warm. It's like built-in central heating. The mother can adjust the heating by piling up more leaves or scraping some away. A crocodile usually lays 40 to 60 eggs at one time, but a big one can lay up to 90. Inside the eggs, the baby crocodiles are slowly growing. When they're nearly ready to hatch, they start chirping away like so many tiny birds. That's a signal for the mother to open up the nest. Then very, very carefully, she picks up the newly hatched babies in her enormous jaws and drops them in the water nearby. It takes 80 to 90 days for the eggs to be ready to hatch. She still doesn't leave the babies to it though. She stands guard over them in the water for weeks and weeks. You see, lots of things like to eat baby crocodiles. Birds like storks and herons, snakes, big fish, and I'm sorry to say, other crocodiles. Some of those other crocodiles living nearby are likely to be the baby crocodile's relatives, their uncles and aunts, or even, well, now you can probably work out what I meant about the fathers. Despite the mother's best efforts, a lot of the babies meet an unfortunate end. But the ones that survive and grow and grow and grow until one day they're the ones lurking in the water by that spot on the bank with only their eyes and their noses sticking out, waiting for something or somebody to come down to drink. I hope you enjoyed that one. Beware of the crocodiles. See you soon.